fellow Jedi. I'm Mike, and you're watching Force Within TV. And today I want to talk about the top 4 best Star Wars canon books or novels. And before I get into it, I should just say that the type of book I enjoy most as I'm selecting these top 4 are action-packed novels. You know, I like a little bit of politics, but I like action, space battles, hand-to-hand combat, firefights. Those are the things that I really enjoy. So just remember that this is coming from my personal bias here. Okay? Number 1 is going to be Lords of the Sith. There is no other Star Wars canon book that is quite as action-packed. Here, most importantly, we get to see Vader in his prime kicking ass. But we also get to see Vader conflicted. We see some of that. We get in his head a little bit. So very cool to see that. Something we don't see in the movies at all. We also get to visit a former Clone Wars, or I should say a Clone Wars character, Cham Syndulla, on Ryloth. So we're a bit familiar with Ryloth from the Clone Wars animated series. So it's a nice connection there. We also get to see Palpatine young and, dare I say, foolish in this one. And him and Vader team up and really take on a massive challenge together. And Cham and his followers are really just there to be in awe of how amazing Vader and the Emperor are. Highly recommend it. You're going to love it. Go get that book. All right, number 2 is BoodLine. Now, would have loved to have this book before The Force Awakens because it does give us a lot of information about the political nature of the galaxy before we get to The Force Awakens. Now, as I've already mentioned, the political part isn't my favorite in the books. I like a little bit, absolutely, and gaining some insight to the galaxy, going into the sequel trilogy is definitely something that interests me, but it would have been so nice to have it before the actual Force Awakens. So, like I said, it ties in very well with The Force Awakens. It explains the political situation, and it explains why the Resistance began. Okay? Awesome. So, number 3, Empire's End. Now, again, coming back to my earlier point, this has a lot of action in it, right? We see the Battle of Jakku finally. Not the version that we got in Lost Stars where it was very just, it was based on just 2 characters' experience. It didn't talk about the larger battle itself. We get, a lot of conversation about the battle and exactly what happened, not only in space, but on the planet of Jakku too. So lots of action there. It is literally the Empire's end. We get to see the Empire being destroyed and the First Order being born. So definitely worth the read. And we also get a very important hint at Snoke. Now, I can't for sure say that, it is Snoke, but we get a big hint at him. All right. We also, moving on to book number 4, and I'm still actually reading this one, so this is a bit of a cheat, all right? Book number 4 is Thrawn, but so far, there are space battles. I love Thrawn getting in his head. I didn't read the Thrawn trilogy, the older Legends books, but I enjoyed the character in Star Wars Rebels, and I am just absolutely enjoying getting inside his head. Timothy Zahn is doing a great job, of course, right? Writing for Thrawn. And the connection that I really made from Thrawn is to one of my other favorite characters is he is like a Sherlock Holmes, right? Like he's just, his attention to detail, which Dave Filoni, just can't quite do justice where he's in the protagonist of Star Wars Rebels. We really get to see that in this book. It's absolutely fantastic. And of course it has lots of connections to Star Wars Rebels. So that, in itself is awesome as well. So there you go, guys. We got Lords of the Sith, BoodLine, Empire's End, and Thrawn. All the links, I have some links down to Amazon in the description below. Amazon is a great place to find these books at a decent price. If you have a local bookstore, absolutely support them, but you can support my channel by purchasing through those Amazon links. Thank you so much, and may the Force be with you always. Please consider subscribing, checking out my Jedi Train Like a Jedi series. Maybe check out a recent video, or down in the video description you will find several links to my website, including a table of contents of all the Train Like a Jedi series.